Hey everyone, welcome to my video conference. And this one is going to be about how we can give more while spending less for our holiday gifting. A lot of times we undervalue the priceless gifts that we can give of our time and our talents. And in a pandemic, when high unemployment and a lot of people worried about their finances, we can still have a special holiday season. So let's talk about how we can create that. All right, it's December 22nd, 2020, and I'll see you in just a few minutes. So I wanted to take this moment on December 22nd, 2020 to express my gratitude for you and all of our community. Um, and to wish you happy holy days. During these times when we're separated, we're not able to get together as much. Even I miss my volunteers at the retreats. We're having to do everything online. And although it's a joy to be around people online, I do miss the human interaction. I'm sure you do as well. And of course, there's also financial hardship. And whether it is some affecting us personally or someone we love, or just seeing more homeless people on the streets and worried about that. I think that the economic impact of the pandemic has affected all of us in one way or another. And I wanted to just say that there are ways to make this holiday special, even if you are concerned about finances, even if you would like to preserve your capital to just make sure you can make it through the pandemic. Corporations are doing that. So individuals probably could benefit from doing that as well. So let's jump right in. But again, the theme of this teleconference today or video conference today is that we can gift our time and our talent in creative ways that can create memories that might be even more treasured than whatever we purchase. So let's take a quick look at this. And you can read about this in my blog. Go to nataliepace.com/blog. The title is Give More, Spend Less. And if you don't already know about it, this is a brand new gift of 21 days of prosperity coaching. Now, some people are saying, oh, I've done the gratitude game, or oh, I've done that in the past. I do it myself every year. So every year, reminding yourself of being in prosperity consciousness and make sure that you have absolutely exited debt consciousness and that every footstep you take can be in greater alignment, not only with empowering yourself to greater health and wealth, but also in making sure that you're creating a legacy for your family and also thinking ahead at least a generation, but preferably at least a century. So, once you fix yourself, then let's fix the world, right? So please do the updated version of the 21 Days of Prosperity coaching. It's on video conference. That's the first time I've ever done it on video conference. And it's free. There's no barrier to entry here. And also, it may take you 5 minutes on some mornings. It might take you 10 or 20 minutes on other mornings. But you start the day with the prosperity mantra. You keep it top of mind all day long. And again, this is designed to get your emotional game up. What I've noticed is that a lot of people are really stressed out or angry around money. And that is not the way that you are successful at anything. If you were an Olympic athlete and you were angry because you didn't land the landing, that's not going to help you land the landing, right? So you have to be an athlete that appreciates form and athleticism and systems that work and practice, and not getting down because you're not perfect and keeping improving. And that's the same truth for wealth, is that no successful investor or rich person is someone who is perfect or who never has challenges or even invests in something and has to see it go down and lose value. That is it's unrealistic to expect that you're going to have perfection. But how do you handle that? And how do you lean into practice, 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 getting perfect and better and better and better and better, so that you are creating wealth, you are creating a legacy, and you're not just subject to the powers that be and then feeling like a victim and not able to create the life of the life you truly desire. So back to the way this is a gift. Obviously, it's my gift to you, and I do hope you'll do it. You can gift it to others as well. And if you transform your life, or if you gift the 21 days of coaching to somebody else and it transforms their lives, and I've had people that say they, their business became cash positive and they tripled their revenue in, 3 months. Others have had a game change around investing, others around budgeting. So it's really a game changer because it's time proven strategies. It's a wealth consciousness. So it's things that work in a 21st century where the 20th century, last century strategies do not work. So these are 21st century strategies that do work. The Thrive Budget, Easy as a Pie Chart Nest Egg strategies, annual rebalancing, and wealth consciousness, rather than waiting for politicians to fix things, because clearly that can be an exercise in frustration. Okay, so, but it's not just all about the gift that I'm giving you. It's also about gifts that you can give others. So remember the gift of time, but I'll tell you, the idea behind this can actually be so much fun for you and your family. So what do I mean by the gift of time? Well, what if you give your child king or queen for a day card, or your parents a weekend adventure ticket, and they get to create what it is that they would like to do with you. You're going to end up having ice cream for breakfast, maybe, if your child is king or queen for a day. So for a day, allow, within reason. Obviously, you're not going to allow something that's going to be dangerous or harmful, but do silly things that your kid would want to do, and let them be king or queen for the day. This is really priceless experience, and it might be more fun for you than you even might realize. Obviously, also creating an adventure with a parent can be really cool as well. So this is kind of inspired by Twelfth Night tradition of Christmas of medieval England, and the peasants were royalty and the royalty were peasants for a day until midnight. It was called the Lord of Misrule. And, other companies do it. They say that Disney has their executives dress up in the costumes once a year so that they have firsthand experience of what that feels like. So, having these kind of silly traditions, I mean, when we think back to medieval times and even previous to that, the holidays were created to have, goodwill and cheer and celebrations and dancing and feasts. And they weren't about going on Amazon and buying the latest PlayStation. So I'm not saying, I'm not hearkening back to, old times and saying, oh, that was great and now it sucks. It's not that. It's that traditions, the reasons that we do things, and having fun and joy and mirth, sometimes that's not really found in something that you purchase. So the gift of time. Now, also, what about the gift of talent? So, if you're really short on cash, but you're rich in talent, why not do something special for your family this year? You know, as a young single mom, I created a cookbook for my family. I wrote poems for my family. I sang songs for the family. I put together iMovies for the family. I have a sister who, you know, creates extremely intricate Afghans. A cousin who's, you know, lives in Nashville, and every Christmas we can expect a beautiful song from him that he's created. You know, it's really special, and it's a one of a kind memento and a keepsake. So think about these things of how your talent can really be a gift this year. Also, when you think about the gift of money, it's interesting because when I would fund my son's college education, and so my girlfriend did this as well, we had the kids decide what they wanted to invest in. So yes, we had a lot of Nintendo investments and, you know, Riot games and stuff like that. But they become more interested in their college fund if they have made a few of the choices for what to invest in. So I do strongly encourage you to think about that. You don't have to, you know, have that be the only gift under the tree, but what if it is part of the gift that you put some money into their college fund, and that amount of money that you put in there is going to be for them to invest? Could be interesting. Also, in some cultures, it's a tradition to put money or coins in a beautiful decorative envelope. I'm thinking of Chinese New Year, but you know, this could be kind of interesting as well, especially if you have a coin collection, and you know, maybe you could be thinking about that as something to give your kids or your grandchildren. Be something very special. Maybe they can start their own coin collection. You know, back in the day when we used postage stamps, there were some pretty interesting ones that were created, and they become valuable over time. Family heirlooms, that's another trick that you can do if you're a little bit low on cash, is you can start thinking about some things that you have. And even if it's something that you cherish, you know, it might be really heartwarming. Like I'm thinking, okay, what about a set of silverware, real silverware, or a beautiful painting that, you know, you've had for a while, but maybe now, you know, it's time to see if your kids want it. Um, or if your kids are pretty young, and you know, they might not appreciate the memento as much unless it comes with a story. So I remember one year my father gifted his rock collection to my son, and he sat down with him and he told him all the different rocks that they were and where they came from and different properties that they had and stuff like that. And it meant that meant a lot to my son, that he now had this rock collection that he got from my dad. So these gifts of time, gifts of talent, creative ways of gifting money, where you're getting promoting financial literacy, but maybe your loved ones don't realize it or know it. And then finally, gifts of heirlooms. So these are all things where you actually are spending much less, but the value of what you're giving can actually be very priceless. All right, so a few more. Last minute affordable gifts. Obviously, right now, I just heard that things are really slowing down at the USPS and other delivery services. Unfortunately, the rise of the pandemic in many areas has impacted the amount of people that can actually work to deliver things. So we are going to have to go for electronic delivery is a better choice this late in the game. So I do have other ideas for you. Obviously, if you're close to your family, the heirlooms, the mementos will work. If you're creating something that can be delivered electronically, like an electronic cookbook or a song or an iMovie, then you know, you can actually be giving a gift of talent that can be immediately sent. Even when we were talking about the gift of time, creating an adventure, an adventure voucher for your parents that you would take them on a weekend adventure somewhere, or letting one of your kids or your kids be king or queen for the day. Again, that's something, obviously if they live with you, you can just print it out and gift it to them. But if they don't live with you, you can email it to them. So a lot of these ideas can be emailed. But here's a few more options on that. So I have just updated the 4th edition of the ABCs of Money. And I also created the ABCs of Money for College. These are both 2020 books. And the ABCs of Money covers everything from budgeting, reducing debt, investing, money while you sleep, what's safe in a world where bonds are negative yielding and illiquid, hard assets, owning your own home, investing in income property, and even a little bit about how you can save thousands annually in your budget with smarter big ticket choices. So it can absolutely be life transformational. The ABCs of Money for College is appropriate for any parent, because parents should be reading this when their children are babies, because you start the process of preparing your child for college when they're babies. You start the college fund when they're babies, but you also start them thinking, obviously we all remember in kindergarten what we're going to be when we grow up, that kind of thing. But, you want to have college be the way life is, that their kids are going to go to college. It's going to be funded by the college fund. And also that you're going to learn how to get a better degree for half the price. So a lot of people are really not thinking this through, and college student loan debt has become a crisis. So over 1.5 trillion in student loan debt, and 40% of people with student loans are right now not paying them. So this is absolutely a crisis. We have to deal with it as a society, what's already happened, but we have to save Gen Z from following down the same path. And the same path is created when you don't think about it beforehand, and the kids know they need to get a college education. And so it's very easy to qualify for a loan for college, and then it just keeps adding up, and you don't realize that maybe when you graduate, the amount that you're going to have to pay off for that loan is going to be too much. It's not as sustainable with the degree that you're going to get. So it is really important to learn how to get a better degree for half the cost. So these ebooks are under $5, and they are delivered instantly if you get the ebook version. So just go to nataliepace.com, scroll down and click on the book cover. The Gratitude Game audiobook is 21 days. It's a 21-day chapter a day program. Again, this is to create wealth consciousness. However, you can also start by just gifting them my 21 days of prosperity, which is absolutely free. All you have to do to get the information on this how to access the 21 days of prosperity coaching is just email info@nataliepace.com with the subject, I want my free holiday gift. And then you will be able to forward to that to anybody that you wish. There's no opt-in, there's no gimmicks, no tricks to it. All right, more ideas. So that's my free holiday gift to you. Remember charitable giving. And on this one, I would say, we had a tradition in our family, and even on the years that were very lean, is that we would always give a gift to a child who was the same age as whatever age my son was at the time. And my son always got to pick out the gift. And of course, we had XYZ amount that it was going to be. And we, in the US, it's very easy through the county to donate that gift to children that are either in the foster care system or, some of them living in group homes when they get a little bit older. So this can be something that is reinforcing charity in your children and also doing a good deed for people in need. So don't forget that this holiday season, that's going to be a big deal. There's a lot of people in need. So whatever you want to do, it does not have to be tax deductible or 501c3 to qualify as charity. One of the most rewarding gifts that we gave is one year, one of my cousins had lived in Southern California all of his life, and his family, he had 5 kids, and they were all going to be moving to Utah, and they were on a very limited budget, and their kids had never been to Disneyland, and then they were going to be moving to Utah. So our family pulled together the resources, and we all went to Disneyland, and we covered the family that couldn't afford to pay for it. And it was one of the most rewarding gifts that I've ever given. It's just a lot of fun to watch smiles on people's faces. So again, this holiday season, let's make it special and understand that some of these years that are, forcing us to think differently can actually create some of the best holiday traditions that we might have. So, this is what my son and I affectionately call Nomad's Christmas in France. But, we had many a lean Christmas where love was what we gave. And ideally, whatever gift you're giving, love is what you're giving as well. So I'll go ahead and pause the recording, and I'll open up the phone line so that if you would like to talk at all about anything holiday related or gift giving related, that we can. All right, gang. Well, I want to just say lastly, happy holy days to you. Happy holy days to you. May your time with family be cherished. May all of the priceless things that money can't buy, you be rich in this holiday season. And I want to thank you very much for being in my community, because my life is rich because I love my job. I love my career. And that's something that money can't buy. So thank you so much for being in this community, and I'll see you in the new year.